This week, Central Asia saw a number of important developments across several key areas, from large-scale urban infrastructure investments and cross-border energy supplies to expanding oil transit, border stabilization and cultural diplomacy. International financial institutions, regional governments and neighboring states continue to advance projects aimed at improving living standards, strengthening energy security and deepening regional cooperation. To walk us through the main stories shaping the regional agenda, we're joined by political analyst Uzbek Chegirbayev.
Thank you. It's always great to be here.
So let's dive right in. Looking at these developments, what do they tell us about the direction Central Asia is taking this week?
Taken together, these stories show a clear focus on practical cooperation, from infrastructure and energy to security and humanitarian ties, highlighting how interconnected the region's priorities have become. The World Bank has approved a $250 million financing package to support urban developments in Uzbekistan. The funds will be directed toward modernizing infrastructure and public services in 16 cities and districts across the country, improving living conditions for nearly 1 million people. The project is a part of Livable and Productive Cities program and responds to rapid urbanization trends. More than half of Uzbekistan's population already lives in the cities, and this figure is expected to exceed 60% by 2050. Investments will cover roads, water supply and sanitation systems, public transport, green spaces, as well as social infrastructure, including schools, kindergartens and healthcare facilities. This month, Kazakh plans to significantly increase oil shipments to Central Asian partners. Supplies to Kyrgyzstan are expected to reach up to 20,000 tons, twice the volume delivered in November. In parallel, oil transit to Uzbekistan is set to resume with up to 35,000 tons, planned for December. Overall, total oil transportation in both directions may reach 65,000 tons. Shipments are carried out through Kazakhstan's trunk pipeline system to the Shagar oil loading terminal, where oil is transferred to the railway tank cars. The expansion of supplies and the resumption of transit underscore Kazakhstan's strengthening role as a regional energy and logistics hub, reflecting deeper economic integration in Central Asia. Tajikistan has started receiving electricity from Uzbekistan to stabilize its power system amid reduced hydropower generation, which was caused by low water levels at the Nurek reservoir. Current supplies reach up to 2 million kilowatt-hours per day, with the possibility of further expansion. At the same time, preliminary agreements have been reached on electricity imports from Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan, with technical preparations underway to use Uzbekistan's power grid for transit. These steps reflect growing regional cooperation in Central Asia, as neighboring countries strengthen cross-border cooperation to address energy shortages and enhance regional energy security. Kyrgyzstan is nearing completion of protecting engineering structures along its border with Tajikistan. The progress of construction works was reviewed in the Batken region by the chairman of the State Committee for National Security of Kyrgyzstan, with completion expected in early 2026. The projects began shortly after the signing of the Kyrgyz-Tajik State Border Treaty in March of this year, followed by a trilateral presidential meeting of the leaders of Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan in Khujand. The construction of engineering facilities demonstrates Kyrgyzstan's commitment to strengthening national security and ensuring stability in the border regions. The completion of border infrastructure following the signing of the border treaty reflects a shift from conflict management to long-term stabilization in Kyrgyz-Tajik relations, highlighting growing regional cooperation and a shared focus on security and development in Central Asia. This week, the Days of Uzbek Culture are being held in major Azerbaijani cities. To take part in the event, senior officials of the Ministry of Culture of Uzbekistan, prominent cultural figures, and leading artistic ensembles have arrived in Baku and Fizuli. The events also include the first meeting of the joint Uzbek-Azerbaijani Commission on Cultural Cooperation. Similar initiatives were held in Baku in 2023 and in Tashkent in 2024. Against the backdrop of Azerbaijan's participation in the Central Asia Plus format, the cultural exchange highlights the deepening of humanitarian ties and the growing role of culture in strengthening of regional cooperation. And that's all from my part. Nurbek, giving the floor back to you.
Thank you, Ujit.